Hockey fan. Welcome to the Table. I'm your host, Doc. I lose blue with
No, wait a minute. Okay, you see, this is when the best laid plans of mice and men go right out the damn door. I thought, you know what? It'd be great. Go out to the beach, film an episode, very little editing, got nothing wrong. Well, my mic doesn't fucking work. It figures. The show's always got some problem. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let that idiot stand there and think he's telling you all about the show. Well, I'm going to say, aloha, hockey fans, and welcome to the Bluenote Fan Report. I'm the real Hawaii Blues fan, and you know that I'm bleeding blue with you. Today is May Day, and it is the absolute Game 4. Yes, I know it looks like I'm standing at the beach, and I kind of wish I was standing at the beach, but I'm not. I'm here, and I'm ready to talk with you. So normally I go through all the series, but now the schedule is kind of funky. The Islanders and the Hurricanes haven't played Game 3 yet. In fact, they play that before the Blues play Game 2. So I'm not going to go through all of that. I'll just say that the Islanders are down 2-0, and they really need to win this one. I'm hoping that they pull it out. I think they've got it. I think they're the better team. The Carolina's goalie, Mrazek, they say he's going to be back, but you never know how bad that injury is. I just think that the Islanders are going to pull this out and at least tie the series up with the 2 games in Carolina. That's just my feeling. I could be wrong, though. Well, Boston and Columbus shocks the world again and has a 2-1 lead on Boston. Bobrovsky, Save-A-Bob, Baba Save-A-Roo, whatever you want to say, was just outstanding in his game. Columbus just took it over, and way to go, Columbus. You guys are going to make that a really tough 7-game series. If Boston gets through that, they're going to be beat up when they get to the conference finals. And even if Columbus gets to it, they're going to be a little beat up. So that's something to think about. Then in the west side, you've got the Sharks and the Avalanche, and I really thought that the Avalanche were going to win that game at home. It was a close one all the way through. They tied it up late, and then San Jose comes back, gets one, makes it 3-2, gets an empty netter towards the end, which really doesn't matter. 4-2, it's 2-1 Sharks. To be honest, as a Blues fan, if we get through, I really would rather, I want to face the Avalanche. I think the dynamic of Dan Kroenke's team against the Blues is huge and will be a lot of fun for all us Blues fans. I'm moving in a shaking in a groove. So, well, I've said all of that. How about we get in there and we talk about Game 3 in Dallas against the Stars. Minute and 28 seconds in, and what do we get? But a goal by Jaden Schwartz. He just gets in there and does what he does, pops one in the net. You know, you just got to, you feel it. You felt this game. I mean, it goes the most of the first period. It really looks like St. Louis is controlling this game. And then Alexander Robolov, or however you pronounce his name, sneaks one past Bennington, and it's 1-1 going into the second. Now, this game has got a little bit of a scare feel to me. When they tie it up, I'm kind of thinking that maybe Dallas has figured something out, that they're going to be able to, I'm moving around, going to be able to push through. Then the second period happens, and both goalies stand on their heads. I mean, you got to hand it to both Ben Bishop and Jordan Bennington. They were not going to let anything in. In fact, the only goal that gets scored is by Tyler Bozak, who takes out the trash. There's a puck that kind of deflects off of Bishop, kind of gets through him, lays down on the side, and lo and behold, he pops it in, and it's 2-1 Blues going into the third. Now, for the majority of the third period, this game is absolutely looking like the Blues are in control. And then the last 5 minutes happens. And in this 5 minutes, I mean, it's amazing. Well, first of all, you go back to the Sharks series and what happened in their last 5 minutes. And you just go, that can't happen again, can it? It almost did. The referees officiating in the NHL has gotten to the level of ridiculous. to just, you shake your head and you go, are you that freaking stupid, people? St. Louis is on a power play. In the corner, and I'm sorry, I'm kind of like charged up, so I can't think of the player's name right now. My ADHD is running wild, so my brain's going ding, 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 ding. Gets tripped. Tripped. This trip, I mean, this is sticking the skates, pull back. That type of trip. No one calls it. It leads to a Dallas breakout, which leads to a shorthanded goal by Kigliano. And this leads to all the craziness that happens, and it simply would have gone away if you'd have seen this. And I can't put my hand all the way up because then you won't see it. But if he throws his hands in the air, throws his arm up in the air, that's it, it's done. It's a penalty. The goal should have never counted. So it's 2-2. Now, I'm reading post, I'm pissed off, I'm doing a live, and the sailor is out. What the fuck is that? Are they fucking stupid? How can you fucking not call that? I mean, the sailor's just going. Because it's the penalty. The goal shouldn't have counted. And then, Petrangelo says it doesn't matter. Takes a slap shot from the high point, right past Ben, high glove. I didn't see the damn goal. I was so busy bitching, I didn't see the damn goal. You know, and this is all within a couple of minutes. So then, with about 3 minutes left, Tyler Seguin gets in a good spot. Bennington gets out of position, doesn't cover the pass. Seguin gets an open net. What do you do? I mean, what do you really do? There's absolutely nothing that can be done. Trying to figure out what's the right spot to stand on the beach here. I hope you guys, hey, he's dancing on the beach. I know, crazy, right? So let's get back to the game. So Tyler Seguin makes it 3-2, or 3-3, with minutes to go. A couple of minutes to go. At this point, there's a fight in the stands. Beer is getting purposely poured on Blues players. This is a bench minor. So what do the referees do? Absolutely nothing. Right? This game should have ended. This game should have never gotten to this point, but the referees let it. Again, the referees control by A, not calling an absolute penalty, and then B, by not calling what should have been a penalty. However, big rig, Pat Maroon, is in front of the net and may have been interference. However, when you look at the play, and I looked at it a little bit better, they were both jostling for the puck. Pat just kind of pushed a little more than he did. Knocks him over. Pat goes to the long side, grabs the puck, turns around, and beats Bishop high. Or beats Bishop under the arm, Beats Bishop under the arm with 1:38 to go. This game was absolutely bonkers. St. Louis wins 4-3. Dallas even gets a late power play on a Parayko puck that goes out. It was just kind of tried to flip it and it ends up going out of the arena, delay a game. But however, let's call that delay a game. Oh yeah, he threw it out, so we'll call delay a game. But we're not going to call delay a game on the other delay game Dallas does. No. Man, it reminds me of the referee with his head right up his rear end. Because that's all this was. Absolutely, positively, nothing but referee butting ahead. So today, shortly, is Game 4. I don't know what time I'm going to get this out. Soon, I hope. Game 4 coming up. And this is probably the most important game of the series, because this one is going to determine what this series is going to do. The pressure. All the pressure is squarely on Dallas. The one thing St. Louis cannot do is just weather the storm. They have to be ready to push back. Absolutely, positively push back. Push back. Don't let Dallas control the game. You got to push them back and not let them control the game. That's right. Push them back. Don't let them control the game. You got to take it all on you. And, you know, I think they're going to. So, tongue in cheek and with a wink and a nod, my prediction is Dallas 4, St. Louis 2. I think if you've watched the show, you know exactly what that prediction means. You know why? Well, actually, you're not going to see my upside down flag today. Fans, I love you. This is a great time to be a Blues fan. It's a great time to be a hockey fan. And I hope I'm not as boring as the hockey guy. And with all that said, guess what I got today? I have a fan of the game. That's right. So let's be all about the fan. So, I'm back in the studio. It's time to be about the fan. And I left him on the beach. Yeah, you guys probably like the beach, but you know what? A little bit easier to do about the fan here. Let me say this, guys. I cruise the groups. I'm in the groups. You may not always see me post, but I'm there. And I'm watching and I'm checking things out. And I'm looking for interesting stories or interesting people and pets and tattoos and fan caves and things like that to put on my show. So that's what I was doing. I was in the group. I was in St. Louis Blues Nation. And I came across this post by Allison Shank. Allison was talking about being at the game in Dallas, being that she lives in Dallas and she's a Blues fan. Ding, 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 ding. Got to put her on, right? So I send her a message and we start corresponding. And Allison, I love you, Allison. Thank you. You have a story that just warms the cockles of my heart, and I hope it warms the cockles of everyone else's. So when Allison was born in the St. Louis area, her dad, Jim, and her uncle, Mike, were huge Blues fans. And in her room, instead of all these fluffy animals and that, was pictures of goalies. In fact, in preschool, she got in trouble for doing a hockey fight. Way to go, Allison. Well, Allison grew up as a Blues fan, and unfortunately, in 2006, her dad passed away from cancer. And, you know, and when you're close to somebody like that and their love is something like hockey, it's easy to step away from it. And that's what Allison did for a while. Well, fast forward about 8 years, and her Uncle Frank dies in 2014. You know, and again, this has got to be one of those things that kind of, you know, just takes you away a little bit more. Well, her family, her uncle's family, decided to get a brick for her uncle and her dad, Mike and Jim, and have it put between Federico and Hull. Great place, great way to honor them. Forward a little bit to 2016, and Allison is reconnects with her stepmom, Susan, and they go to a game during the 16 season. Well, it hooks her back. It's a great game. It's in Dallas, and she goes to the games during the Western Conference Final run in 16. It's really sets her fire back. You know, that's cool. Her fire is coming back. You know, and this is great. This is a fan being drawn back in to the Blues family. And then this year, back in, you know, around Thanksgiving, her and her cousins get to go to her first home game right around Thanksgiving when the Blues won, and you know, this season starts turning around. You know, Allison, her family, and all the Shanks absolutely positively bleed blue. And you think that might be the end of it. So I'm doing my research, and when someone says they can, I ask if it's okay if I can kind of look at their page. You know, I friend them, and they say okay. If they say okay, I glance through their page and see if there's something that comes up that I can use. Well, I found this guy. That's Moose, a Blues pet. And I'm thinking, no, not today. Why didn't she tell me? And I'll explain that in a little bit. Moose is a lab mix that she found. She rescued Moose off a lake side. took her home, took him home, loved him, took care of him, and this is Moose.
He's like, where are you? The handsome Jason.
You know, what's not to love about a dog like that? Moose and Allison, thank you for being Allison, the Shank family, my fans of the game, and Moose, who's named after Brian Elliott, my co-pet of the game. Huh? What did you say? Yes, I said co-pet of the game. And the reason I say that is because I already had a pet lined up before Allison came along. But I could not put Moose up, but at the same time, I could not put a bulldog up. That's right, I got a bulldog. I got a bulldog. This is Libby. I sent her in one of the groups. I sent something out to Matthew, and I want to hope I say this right. Einreich. Sorry if I said it wrong, Matt. Asked him if I could put her on the show, and he said, yep, I like the show. It's good. Go ahead. This is Libby. Libby's a 6-year-old, full-bred English bulldog. In fact, her parents are both show dogs, but both have won Best in Show in Missouri shows. And, you know, they wanted to show her, but he said, nope, this is my girl. I'm not going there. And I get it, man. I love bulldogs. I raised them as a kid. This is my 4th one on the show, if you count the Enterprise Bulldog. And Libby's beautiful. And then he shows me this picture. Apparently, this picture became a meme on Reddit. And, okay, bulldog attitude. You gotta love it. Libby, thank you for letting me make you my co-pet of the game. Okay, Blues fans, it is time to be ready to cheer. I'm going to go live tonight, and I have some personal news. Some of you already know this. It does affect the show a little bit. I'm almost going to cry trying to tell you this. So back in January of 2018, I lost my primary job. I had a secondary job that I was working at the time, delivering food. I ended up, as time went along, thought I would get a job rather quick. Nothing came along, so I ended up picking up another job, and I worked 7 days a week for the past 7-8 months. Last Friday, I was called I went to do an interview for an electrical company here in Hawaii, and a contractor, and Monday they offered me a position as a project manager. So with that being said, some of my lives are going to go away, but not the show. I will keep doing the show. I will find a way to produce this show for you. I may not be able to do the lives, but the show is going to go on. Blues fans, it is Game 4. This is our time, our team, and our town. Because the Hawaii Blues fan, the host of the Bluenote Fan Report, is bleeding blue with you. Aloha and mahalo.
Oh, when the Blues go marching in, oh, I want to be in that number. When the Blues go marching in, oh, when the Blues go marching in, oh, when the Blues go marching in, oh, I want to be in that number. When the Blues go marching in, oh, when the Blues go marching in, oh, when the Blues go marching in.